We are amazing because our passion is limitless and our drive is intense. Therefore, you will not deny our grind. You are now listening to the Faith, Grind, and Inspire podcast.
Welcome back to another great episode of Faith, Grind, Inspire podcast. I am your host, Jean Alert, and today is January 1st.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make it simple, you know?
Yo, man.
A lot of people don't want to deal with numbers, but this right here, everybody counted down. So what are you doing? Do you know the distance between where you are and where you need to be? Do you know exactly how long it's going to take you for you to get there? That's all I want to know, J5.
Look. Everyone's like, what the hell was that? This is how we started off in January 1st. It's 2020, New Year's, Happy New Year's, and I didn't want to do any other show except with this guy right here, Captain Planet, a.k.a. Malachi Styles, a.k.a. Malachi. Yeah, you see, I threw that back.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Malachi, a.k.a. The Grinder, man. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to start off this year, man, with you.
Okay.
Right? One of my mentors and a guy who put me on to a lot of game, a guy who put me on to a lot of things as a young kid, to the party game. I just, a couple episodes back, I was talking about someone that put me on, and I was like, yo, it's Malachi. Malachi put me on because when in high school, I had I was hustling CDs.
Correct.
But then when I got to Hofstra, and you were already there, of course, because you're older, you were like, yo, J5, man, you need to get into this party game. We need to get into this party thing. Like, there's this place called Jamrock, and we throw a party, and it was the male-female review.
Right, because you got to be able to do jumping jacks in front of the customer.
Yeah, man. And so, thank you, man. So I wanted to start off the year because I think everybody has to get their mind right. And who best to have it than Mr. Planet himself. And ladies and gentlemen, you guys can't see, but this guy came with notes. He came prepared.
The more you prepare, the more you care. You know, that's what they say.
I love it, man.
So you just introduced me and you just thanked me, and I just want to thank you. And this is why I wrote it down on notes, because I didn't want to make sure I didn't miss anything right here. And every word I mean right here. You know, I want to thank you, J5, a.k.a. Jean Alert. That's your name your parents gave you, for being a millionaire father, right? Being a millionaire good son. Being a millionaire mentee of mine. Matter of fact, even better than that, being a millionaire mentor of mine, being a millionaire homeowner, being a millionaire commercial property owner, all right, being a millionaire real estate agent, being a millionaire business owner, being a millionaire general manager. Now, let me break that down. You're a general manager because one of your great traits is that you know how to pick a team. And together, everyone achieves more. We all know that. That's the acronym for that. Even better, check this out. You're a millionaire husband. Right?
Yes.
And now let's break that down. The reason why you was a millionaire husband before you was a millionaire husband, because you didn't pick a good wife, you picked a great wife in Gainer. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Right there? You know what I mean? I just gave you a little alley-oop right there. You know what to do with that right there.
I was like, when he's going to talk about my wife?
You know what to do with that right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you.
Being a millionaire brother.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
Yeah, there's more. And last but not least, being a millionaire financially. You know what I mean? A lot of people talk about it, but they can't be about it. They ain't got the documentation to beat the conversation. And I'm just grateful that I watched this whole process grow. And that doesn't allow me to sleep at night. That's why I got to maximize my potential. So the name of the show is Faith, Grind, and Inspire, right? So right off the back, let's bow our heads and let's get right to it. Dear God, thank you for 10 fingers, 10 toes, and the ability to maximize my potential. And let us stay focused on the facts and evidence so that we may be able to guide our family, our friends, and our associates, that if they see fit, if they want to be where we are in relationship to where they want to be, then we can make it happen and give them a clear path. Amen. Yeah, let's move forward with that. New year, new plans. Woo! What you got for me, J5? What you got for me?
Yeah,
you know?
I'm excited.
Let's make it happen. Let's get pumped.
I'm excited. Well, look, more real estate deals this year. Brooklyn Swirl is going to open this year.
More franchise. Oh, you know what? I left that out in your title. He's a franchise owner.
Go ahead.
You know let's rewind that back. Millionaire franchise owner. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get into more schools. You know, we're in 9 schools right now.
Oh my gosh, I forgot that. That's another thing.
Go ahead.
A millionaire mentor in the neighborhood. We're doing the schools, you know, showing the kids entrepreneurship entrepreneurship and letting them know that, listen, when you put your faith in someone else's hands, you got to put your faith in God and yourself and control your own destiny. That's the plan for this year. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but the plan is controlling and ownership of your own destiny. But go ahead. What else we got going on, man? I forgot. Franchises. Yeah. You're in the schools. You're in 9 schools. Let's go.
I want to increase that. I want to bring on more people on so that they could come in and spread the messages, including yourself, and bringing it into more schools and more neighborhoods, because they need to see us. They need to be exposed to entrepreneurship, because not everybody and everyone's knowing. You can't fool these kids no more. Because back in the day when we were in school and they told us, look, we were trapped in school for
there was
9 hours. There's no Google. There was no iPhones. There was no Instagram, no Snapchat. You couldn't see. You only read in, say, the Source or Vibe or Black Enterprise or Forbes or Business Insider or whatever you read, Inc. That's where you saw the people, the successful people. Now you go on your phone and you go on Instagram and you put entrepreneur and you see everybody.
Yo, so you just broke down a change in life, right? So you're showing the difference between generations. And one of the changes in my life was Court TV. Court TV showed me how to cross-examine somebody, all right? So, you know, I don't know what case you familiar with. Maybe the OJ trial was around your time, right?
Yeah.
Like if it don't fit, it must acquit, so forth and so on. Here's what I just heard right there when I was cross-examining the words out of your mouth. You said you're going to bring in more people like you, and you're going to bring in more people. That goes back to the word team. And that's what my new plan is this year. My new plan is to open my doors for my products and my services to as many as family and friends as possible. The goal is to have 100 people selling the same product at the same time, have 100 people selling the same services at the same time that are all my family, friends, and associates. And I'm going to open up my doors. And the business model this year and forever from this point on is I'm going to put up all the money, because I got to that point, and all you got to do is bring the sales in. If it's a product situation, I own a T-shirt store, 286 Fulton, Graphic Masters in Hempstead. I have a service industry where I own Timeless Love Pics, where we do videography, photography, photo booth. And let me tell you something about the photo booth, J5, on a marketing tip in terms of doing jumper jacks in front of the customers. I do an event, right? Baby shower, let's say, for example. I take 500 pictures. At the end of each picture, each individual is putting 500, their telephone number inside the machine. So I get to record, I get paid to record information for my next potential client. Ain't that something? In about 2.5 years, I got about 60,000 telephone numbers that I then utilize for my T-shirt business. Then I utilize for my Timeless Love mirror business. So that's the name of the game, is controlling everything, controlling your information. These other websites, they tell you that you can sell their stuff on their product, but they're controlling the information and you're not getting the information. So anyone out there who has a business, you need to look into the photo booth business so you could be able to get paid to get information, instead of paying for information or wasting time to be able to connect with the customer. But back to the original statement right there, the name of this game is team. Together, everyone achieves more. And you said you was going to bring me in, and I said I'm bringing everybody in. Right now, 516-650-8145. Text me if you want to be able to sell products for Graphic Masters. That's 286 Fulton in Hempstead. Text me if you want to be a part of the photo booth business. If the young lady behind the camera right now, I definitely want to invite you out one day to come and check us out with the videography. And that website is Timeless Love Pics with an X.
Shout out to Bree.
Okay, my clothing line website is Timeless Love Apparel. But go ahead, J5, let's make it happen.
Yo, man, I get so excited. Like, I just want you to talk, bro. Like, so, how should people be thinking this year?
Move as one or suffer the consequences.
Move as one and suffer, or suffer.
Absolutely.
Consequences.
Check it out. If I give you a blueprint and I tell you, come on down with me, come work at the store with me, you don't want to do that. I say, cool. Come do the photo booth thing with me. You don't want to do that. Cool. I say, hey, I got a glass company where we put up mirrors, and one of our specialties is putting mirrors in between the steps. It's an old look that I'm bringing back that's new. Either the customer likes it right away or they don't. And you don't want to be a part of none of that. But then you want to bring me your problems. Then you're going to have to suffer the consequences on your own. It's either you move as one or you suffer the consequences. Now, I just broke down different industries industries, but I could break it down on stock tips too. I invest in the equity index fund, which is the S&P 500, which is 505 of the largest stocks in the world. We up 26%. I done dropped the video 2 years ago and told you to do that. So I'm going to ask you, did you do that? Because if you watch the video, then all you should have been saying is asking me questions within the video which you didn't understand. But if you ain't watched the video and you didn't even come up with questions, and then you trying to displace your problems on me, you're going to have to suffer the consequences on your own.
Woo.
And that goes deeper than that, too. We have to do that as black people. We have to do that as in any socio-economical class or whatever you're doing. If you in the business of podcasts, if you in the business of radio, you got to hook up with your radio folks. You got to hook up with your podcast folks. If you in the business of real estate, you got to hook up, and the mortgage guy got to move with the real estate dude. The real estate dude got to move with the appraiser. The appraiser got to move with the surveyor. Everybody got to be on the same page. If not, we're going to suffer the consequences.
You heard that, guys? 2020. It starts today. This is the type of energy at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, man. Like this is the type of energy we need right now, man.
Right, man, because people are acting like we're not in the middle of a war.
No, you know? It is, bro.
It's a war. And the war is the open enemy, which is lack of information. The open enemy in any situation is lack of information. The information that you can gain to get you past that next hump, and it's a war. You got to figure it out. And the race is won in passing the baton, but I'm going to even step that up even better. We're going to go one further. The race is not even won in passing the baton. The race is going to be won when we all know the same information of each other to be able to push each other and support each other. Who could support who more? That's the new race. That's the new game. All right? Because our generation before us, they dropped the baton on that, on passing the information. So now we're going to do this together because they was doing too much competing. There's no more competing amongst each other. We just going to be eating. That's
Collaboration, man.
There it is.
Versus competition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like one thing, we got to just like slow it down, man.
Okay.
They just like, it's a lot for them, man.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I wanted to discuss is, do people have this type of energy? Like, how do you get beat up so much, right? And how do you overcome this to accomplish a goal, to work? Sometimes they probably want to collab with you, but they're scared of our energy, right? They want to work, but they don't know how to, right? How, like, what do they do?
Well, let's break it down. You taught me this: faith, grind, and inspire. You know, faith without works is dead. So after you have the faith, you got to have a connection with God, or you have to have a connection with your goal, right?
Connection with your goal, or connection with God.
In the Bible, James 2:14, it says, faith without works is dead. Okay, so now what's the work? The work is the grind. You got to know the grind is going to be a part of the situation. But see, the grind does something for you. It gives you self-esteem. When you get beat up so much and then you make that inch of progress, you can say, yo, I went through all that for that. You can start feeling your self-esteem. There goes the inspiration. Now, the inspiration, when you just to answer the question that you just asked me, when somebody is timid or doesn't feel that they're on our level or getting beat up during the grind, the inspiration is within the plan. You got to have a good plan. You can't live on a plan without a plan. Period. End. So you got to just keep working on your plan, and when it doesn't work, you adjust it, you look at it, and there goes the documentation beats conversation. You got to pay more attention to yourself than anything else. You cannot on payday, I'm going to say that again, you cannot on payday, right, take 15 minutes to go to the barbershop, a half an hour to get your hair cut, 15 minutes to get home, spend an hour on the outside of your head and not on the inside of your head with your plan. That doesn't make any sense. Don't spend more time on the outside of your head than the inside of your head on Friday. You got rules and regulations and directives and operation orders for everything you do at your current job, but you don't have a rule, regulation, operation, directive, and operation order for your finances when you get paid. You don't have a time frame of when you're going to check your account. You don't have a time frame when you're going to know your average profit margin above your bills. You don't know the distance between where you are, where you need to be. You don't know nothing. You just know, hey, honey, it's payday. I had a rough week. I'll pick you up at the salon and we going to eat. That just doesn't make any sense. Instead of, hey, honey, we had a rough week. Guess what? I got to figure out these average profit margin above our bills so we can know how much we can spend and still be progressing. Or we got to know that we going backwards to play defense. Defense wins championships. That's what they say in sports?
Yes.
Okay. So why they not applying that in life?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I have no idea, man. Like,
But which part of that you wanted to know? Because sometimes I just keep going, but I know you grasping something because you know what the people want. You in touch with the people.
Yeah.
You doing this, and I'm so thankful. You a millionaire interviewer. You done brought FUBU into my life. You know that? You done brought the mortgage guy into my life. You done brought so many different people here up on this show, man. I'm so appreciative, man.
Yeah, man.
That the people would never be able to connect with, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Tell them, J5, how they can listen to this podcast, man. Come on. Tell them how they can rewind it. Maybe if they catching this on YouTube or something.
Yeah, just look us up, man. YouTube, go to Faith Grind Inspire. You can go to faithgrindinspire.com if you want to catch every
You know what? I got to get that
80,
link.
90 episodes.
I got to get that link and put it on my website. Because, by the way, I'm the #1 family luxury clothing line in the world.
Let's
all right?
go.
There's no other clothing
Family
line out
over
there.
everything.
There's no other clothing line out there catering to the family from top to bottom.
That's true,
From
bro.
2 to 62. I got shirts that say she makes me better. On the back, it says my grandmother, my mother, my wife, my sister, my aunt, my daughter. I got shirts that say he makes me better. All right? For the females that have all the men in the family, my grandfather, my father, my husband. I got the family over everything on it right now. You see that thing shining with the lights?
it is
J5?
shining, bro.
That
It
thing
is
shining. Yeah.
My wife and I have the shirt.
Matter of fact,
he
you got
makes-
one right here. Hold up.
makes me
Here,
better.
this one's for your wife. Hold up. I'm glad you said that right here. This one's for your wife.
Oh, this one's babe. This is for you.
Yeah, that's for the wife for being a great wife, not a good wife.
No, great wife.
A great wife. You
And
know what I'm saying?
her birthday's coming up
Every day
January
is her
18th.
birthday when you know J5. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yo, shout out
Yeah.
to, I'm gonna put this on right now.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't want to do it because you a boss, J5. So I didn't want to tell you that. Because, bosses don't like to be told what to do.
Yeah.
But see, this is the year of who can support who more. You know what I'm saying? And you setting it off right now. You showing them that you going to support the kid. This is what I'm talking about. It don't cost you nothing to support your people, man.
This on right now. First time.
First time we done we got him out. We got him out the suit.
Get mad.
Yeah, get mad. You know what I mean? Get mad, get back, get whoever.
You gotta see this.
I appreciate that. That means the world to me.
Family over everything, bro. Like, first time on the podcast, I'm wearing a hoodie, man.
Right. We done converted him. It's the #1 luxury family brand in the world. You don't got a choice.
Yo, look. Yeah. I want this is a special podcast, man, because this is now I'm like, look, yo, Matt.
Yo.
So we're taping. Look what I got on.
Family over everything.
I got a hoodie on, bro.
We got to get him in a hoodie. I explained to him that I'm the #1 family luxury clothing line in the world. There's no other clothing line that's catering to the family from 2 to 62.
That's dope.
That's it. So I got you. It's in the car. Don't even worry about it. You definitely getting one.
Yeah, this hoodie is fire.
Yeah, man. So Matt, I gotta have you on the podcast.
Let's do it.
So
I want to be on.
yes, man. So you're gonna be on in a couple of weeks.
Let's do it,
Yo,
bro.
appreciate you, man.
No
Thanks
doubt.
for stopping by, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Family over
Yes, sir.
everything, man. Yo, shout out to MG, the mortgage guy. Shout out to DeMarcus, December 26th. Salute, man. Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year. All right. So but let's get back to this, man. Yo, this is great. I love it. People stopping by the podcast, man. So shout out to them, man. But all right. Woo. Back to you, bro.
Yes, sir.
So what can people do, man? Like I just what mindset, what should people do? What did you see during the past, what did you do in 2019? Because you always have to make adjustments.
Correct.
One thing I've always learned is you always have to make adjustments to the plan, because sometimes when you there's no plan is perfect, right? And especially when you plan, God's like laughs at it and throws a little monkey wrench into it, right? And then you have to go with God. You have to let go, right? And once you trust that process and go through that process, it works. What did you learn? What was the biggest thing that you learned last year?
2 ears, 1 mouth. I started listening. So now, the last time I was on your show, right?
Yeah.
That was exactly 1 year, 6 months, and a week ago, right?
Uh-huh.
I was getting caught up and drunk in my own success. I broke down how I had 341,000 in the market, 100 cash. That was 441,000. I had already been tracking my success for 339 checks, which was an average of 1,300. Fast forward today, I have 458 in the market, 100 cash, 559,000 total on a receipt. And if you divide that by 377 opportunities, my average profit margin above my bills is 1,482. So I got caught up in the fact that my success, that this was working for me. Right? Mm-hmm. So I ain't have to listen. I sat back and said, nah, you got to listen. So I was trying to get my friends, my family, and my associates to sell my product because my goal was to have 100 people selling the same product. Mm-hmm. This way we could create a mental impression on the minds of others during social media. But it was too much Malachi. And I had to study the emotions of the people that I was dealing with. So I saw that I had the weak person in my clique. I saw that I had the average person in my clique. I saw that I had the above average in my clique. Who could handle it, who couldn't. I started studying everyone's emotions and their mental state and met them where they were at. And I removed the Timeless Love apparel from the shirt. So now they could create ownership within themselves because they was tired of me winning. So I said, no, we all could win. So I'm going to remove the emotions, and it's just going to say family over everything, so forth and so on. I was on the phone the other day with a young lady who I wanted to sell for me, and she said, you're not doing enough in branding. I said, listen, my people can't handle branding because they too emotional. They still selfish. So I got to meet them where they're at. I got to listen to what they're saying, adjust it, and that's what I've done. And currently right now I have 15 people selling for me, and when I say a 7 strong, people selling for me. They strong. I'm trying to raise up the other 8. But once again, my goal by the end of 2020, going into the 2021st century or 2021st year, is to have 100 strong selling the same product. Shout out to Nicole Chaplin, the fitness rock star, the way in Miami. She crushing them on the T-shirts. Shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Miss Bina. They doing some serious things out there in the street pertaining to the family over everything, and they moving and shaking and making it move all around.
Nicole's in Miami now?
Absolutely. Nicole just was here last weekend, but she's in Miami. That's where her home base is, and that's where she's selling the shirts out of. She has the Get Fit kit, the mommy snapback. She was looking crazy when she was pregnant. Look at her right now, looking even crazier with the 6-pack.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah. So she jumped on, and I met Nicole. Guess what? The first day I met Nicole is the first day I saw the photo booth. I was doing the T-shirts for Money and Violence at the title release, and Jay had a photo booth that if you take a picture, him and Beyonce was behind it, but you had to put your telephone number in. I said, "Ooh, I peep game." I said, "I got it. I got to get on this right here." They collected information that'll be able to change their situation pertaining to understanding the demographics. So that's why she was actually physically there the first day that I saw the photo booth. That's when I met her.
Wow.
And it took her about 2-3 years, but right now she moving and shaking right now. Like I said, Nicole Chaplin, check her out. It's just the way it's spelled on Instagram. She's one of my #1 top sellers.
Yeah. She's a hustler. She's a grinder, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. And she's a new mom, so congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. And then she plugged me with Scott Bernard. I do the shirts for him. He just got on a Nike commercial.
Yeah.
I just pulled. Did you see the? Pull out your phone right now. We just pulled the a LL Cool J FUBU. All right. In the Nike commercial, he wearing the shirt that we made.
Really?
Yeah, the Work Hard, Burn Hard shirt. He wearing it inside the commercial. If you go to his Instagram, he's taking a picture in front of the billboard. He's got the Work Hard, Burn Hard shirt. So y'all could go to Scott Bernard, Work Hard, Burn Hard, cop that shirt. You know, I'm behind the scenes on producing all of that. You see that, right? Yeah. There it is. We just did a for us, by us on the low in the Nike commercial on the low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's one of my print clients. I did some business cards for him.
Yeah, there it is. Great minds move alike.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see all these people winning, man. Like, one of the concepts that I have is, years ago we couldn't see success, like I said, but now it's all in our face, and so many people in different industries are winning. So it's possible, and it's here, right? It's here. And back in the day, you'd be like, no, you can't win doing personal training. You can't win printing hoodies and T-shirts. Like, you can't do a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, you're not on Hot 97. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not true. You know, it's not true. Like, as long as you're consistent, I think the key word for me is just stay consistent. You know, like you've been consistent for over 25 years, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're probably one of the first people that I saw. You know, you had the hatchback red Civic, man. It shit is like in my mind. like as I'm talking about it, I see you pulling up into my cousin's driveway,
right, with the tents on
and beeping the horn. And everybody coming outside and like you like, yo, what's up, man? Like I got these iceberg shirts, I got CDs, I got DVDs. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Right.
And then you're like, J5, what you gave, bro? Matter of fact, take this. Bring this back to Deer Park and tell your friends where you get it from and come back next weekend and with the orders I got you. Right. And then I was like, And then that's what we started doing. I started going back. I had a little iceberg t-shirt, go back to Deer Park and say, yo, fellas, look what I got. You want it? This is how much it costs. They would give me the money. I'll go back to my cousin's house on Friday, get the supplies from you on Saturday, go back and deliver it on Monday. Like, you know?
Right.
But those are the things, and I guess I was part of your 100 back then.
Yeah, and before I even named it. Before I even named it, I was trying to create it, and that's the whole key.
That's funny.
All thoughts are physical. So earlier on, I said you was a millionaire husband before you became a husband. And the reason why I said that is because you was already in the habit of picking a good team.
Yeah.
So, once again, I was there the day you met Gaynor.
Yeah.
You came to me and you said, yo, you know this girl named Gaynor? I said, nah. You sure? I said, why you keep asking me? I said,
you want to know why? You want to know why? You want to yo, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say something about me, man. So, Long Island is a very small world, man, and I just
he wanted to make sure she was special.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure she was special, man.
She was. But let me tell a story though, real quick, right? Let me quarterback this whole thing.
Yeah, quarterback it.
So now, you come to me and you ask me that, you meet her, you introduce me to her, I don't know who she is, so forth and so on. The story goes as this, or the legend goes as this.
The legend.
This is the legend. This is Gaynor. This is my version. I don't even care what your version is or his version is. This is what I tell everybody. I tell everybody J5 met you, right? And he told you what he did. He told you he did mortgages, so forth and so on. He told you he owned a property with a couple people or whatever the case may be in Brooklyn. Y'all went to go look at spots. But J5, just the way I trained him, he ain't got time to waste time. You wanted to look at all of these big properties. He was like, yo, listen, I need to see documentation. You know what I mean? Because I ain't got the money for these things and I ain't into wasting my time. You didn't show him the documentation. You kept pushing to want to see the situation. So then he breaks down. He goes and says that or whatever. He looks at the particular property that was high maintenance, high price, so forth and so on. And then you told him, yo, we could do it together. And then that's when he came clean. He said, listen, I ain't got the bread for this right here. You know, I'm all the way out here fronting. You know what I'm saying? And then you gave him the courage and said, nah, we could do it together. And then he looked at you and he told you this is before a first date or before a kiss. Like I said, this is in my mind. Before a first date, first kiss, or anything. He said, listen, we're going to be married anyway, so we might as well go ahead and do this. You know, all thoughts is physical. And then you look back at him and you told him, wow, I never had a young black man tell me he gonna marry me. I had a young black man tell me I was fine. I had a young black man tell me he was gonna take me out. He was gonna show me a good time. He was gonna be rich. He was gonna be all these things. But I never had a young black man look me in the eye and tell me I'm gonna marry me. He gonna marry me. And then Gaynor, when you heard those words, you made the decision right there and you upgraded my man. And I appreciate all that. Is that how the story went, J5?
Sort of. But she makes me better, man.
Right.
And she had the shirt. He makes me better.
Right.
So,
you came to the fashion show.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yes, the launch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the launch.
Yes.
So it all worked out, man. Like, and now we're 14, 15 years together.
Yo, you got to chop that picture up inside of this YouTube thing or when you video this thing, that picture of you and her together.
Yeah. No, definitely I will. I definitely will. Bree, we got to do that. Yeah. Especially for the New Year's edition, man. This is great. So now, woo. I know everybody's like, yo, this is a lot going on, man. Jean's wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, first time. That's what I'm talking about.
Years. People never see me in the hoodie, man. Like,
yeah, you know nice and clean. Yeah, hold up, we got a little family over, everything on the side.
Oh, they does?
Yeah, on that side right there.
I can't even see it.
Yeah, it's all right, it's there. I think you can see it on mine.
Yours? Oh, that's hot. That is hot.
Yeah, Bree, don't worry about it. You're going to have that when you come work for Timeless Love Pics with an X, P-I-X. You're going to be there when we doing the videography and all that.
Yeah, and I saw your brother at the Barclays Center a couple months back, man. Like you guys are out there, bro.
Listen, if you got a baby shower, a wedding, or a birthday party, and you don't hire Timeless Love Picks, you in trouble, because we done created such a mental impression on everyone's mind that they gonna think you can't afford us. That's it. That's how much we out there. They gonna say, hold on, well, why didn't you get Malachi? Why didn't you get Timeless Love Picks with an egg? That doesn't even make any sense. You know him. You done been to our event. You done been to 4 or 5 events that we done been at. We done did the birthday party, the baby shower, the wedding, and now you don't have us at the christening, or you don't have us here at the next party, at the New Year's party. Too bad we already booked like 5 events that day. But we trying to grow, though. We trying to get bigger. We appreciate all of the people who have supported us from the bottom of our hearts. And like I said, our doors are always open if you wish to learn or be a part of the photo booth business. 516-650-8145. Text me, and we could connect.
I love it. I want to see you, bro.
And, if you want to get fly, we trying to get rid of that bear. Like, people we ain't going to say no names. When you wear that shirt with the bear or the man on the horse or those other funny logos that don't represent us, that don't care about us, that don't want us to wear their product, we trying to hang them. You know what I'm saying? So if you got on a red shirt right now with navy blue, guess what? We're going to give you red and navy blue. I'm not going to try to push this black and gold on you, even though they took all our gold from us, but I'm not going to push this on you as a representation. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give it to you. If you want royal, he got royal blue for a reason, because he's royalty.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm talking about?
These are my colors, man. Blue's my favorite color too, bro.
Right. So that's what it is. What's next? What you got for me, J5? What's next?
Give me some tips, man. Give me some tips. Give me some. I see a lot of notes, man. You talk. I want you to talk. Tell me what's on that paper right now.
Well, what's on the paper is we got to stop competing against each other, and we got to do everything together.
Okay.
Move as one or suffer the consequences. That was early on. Now the next phase of 2020 is getting rich and healthy. So I just broke down all of my stats pertaining to my wealth. Now I got to step it up with Nicole Chaplin, and that's why I aligned myself with Nicole Chaplin and Scott Bernhardt, so I could be able to step up my health game. So now I got to know how many push-ups I'm doing, how many jumping jacks, what's my progress. I got to know my blood sugar level. I got to know my cholesterol. I got to know all of my stats. I can't just be getting rich without being healthy. So I got to get rich and healthy, because I don't care what they say. If you ain't rich in your DNA, you ain't rich.
Facts.
That's it.
It's true. Health first, man.
And you know what? That's going to be the next T-shirt. Rich and healthy.
Rich and healthy.
Rich and healthy.
I like that. Yo, you heard that here first.
That's the next T-shirt. Rich and healthy. And Nicole
sell
Chaplin.
That on faithgroundinspire.com.
Absolutely. We're going to make that happen.
Listen, talking about, you have to rich and healthy, man. One of my neighbors, this guy used to cycle. He was always by himself. Rest in peace, Mr. McMillan. This guy just got out. He went to the Dominican Republic. He came back. He was sick for 2 days, and he was getting out of the shower and passed away.
Sheesh.
So, but this guy, we used to have conversations. He was my neighbor. We used to have conversations of his plans for the future. He had what I want to do in retirement, what I want to do, and then gone. He didn't even get to see today. He didn't even get to see 2020.
Right.
That vision, that clear mindset. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you got to leave it all on the floor. You got to maximize your potential.
Maximize, man. Live every day like it's your last, man. Like,
Correct.
And don't wait until years later to do what you want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, take action now. You know what I mean? Just stop hesitating. Stop waiting 3 years, 4 years to like execute. Execute now.
Right.
All those things that and there was one thing you didn't say. Millionaire comedy producer. Shout out to
millionaire comedy producer.
Yeah, man.
And guess who he produced and took on tour around the world first? Anybody know? You know?
I already know this story.
Oh, Kevin Hart. Oh, I just wanted to know if you know. Kevin Hart is what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Shout out to Kev, man. I love to see his growth too, man. I just love to see everyone winning, man. But the reason why all these people are winning is the word that I love the most: consistency.
Correct.
Consistency, man. Like, everything that people are doing, the only way you're going to really win in 2020 and going beyond that is consistency, man.
Now, let's critically think about that word consistency. How do you know if you're consistent if you're not writing down the documentation to beat the conversation?
That's true.
So, along with consistency is documenting everything you do. So in the last 2.5 years, I did 152 photo booth events. See, I know exactly where I am in relationship to where I want to be. So now I can see how consistent I am, and I try to beat my goal, step it up. And when I'm losing, I can play defense. I can switch it up. I got to move for every situation. You know what I mean? If the market go up, I got to move for that. If the market go down, I got to move for that. If I got more money, I'm put extra payments on the mortgage. I got to move for that to beat amortization. You know, and that's just basically it. Paying more attention to yourself than anything else. Knowledge of self was like a phrase when I was growing up. That's not a phrase right now. But knowledge of self was a phrase that amongst the friends that I had, that everybody was talking about. The older mentors were talking about. You got to know yourself more than anything else.
How important, or what are your thoughts, actually? What are your thoughts about growth? And when I mean growth, I'm talking about growth as far as not surrounding, it's important to surround yourself with the right people, but people say, oh, you changed, Malachi, you changed. But to me, you didn't change. You're the same Malachi. It's just that you elevated on your wisdom, you know what I'm saying, and the knowledge, right? But the grinder, the person, the family guy that I know, the guy who's always like, you give your last to someone that you needed help, right? But you're not going to help somebody who wouldn't help themselves.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But so how do you think, what are your thoughts about people saying, man, Malachi's different now. Malachi don't come on the block no more. Or Malachi doesn't hang out with me anymore. Like, he's hanging out with different people now. Like, what's your thoughts about that?
My thoughts on that is this right here. I'm really not concerned because I didn't work this hard to stay the same. That's a cliche situation. With that being said, as you realized in your statement, I have not changed. I'm still analyzing things. I'm still trying to critically think. I'm still trying to see where I am in relationship to where I want to be and how do I get there. This is every word that's coming out your mouth. Literally, I'm cross-examining. I'm paying attention. I ask people, what have you been successful at not paying attention? So it's just simple. When you're in first grade, you will not learn how to add if you don't pay attention. Now, as kids, we're hyper, we're not paying attention, so forth and so on. So some kids get left behind. And that goes with life as you get older. If you're not paying attention, you will get left behind. Now, like I said, once again, you got to pay attention to your finances. You got to pay attention to your health. You got to pay attention to the relationships. You got to pay attention to mother, brother, sister, cousin. You got to pay attention to everything. You can't just be a millionaire like I used to be, but I'm changing all of that in one area that I have $1 million plan just for finances, but I don't have a millionaire plan to be a millionaire husband, to be a millionaire son, to be a millionaire brother, to be a millionaire cousin, to be a millionaire nephew, uncle, so forth and so on. And that's the name of the game, is to try to create excellence in everything. And that's just it. Just try to push to get to the next level. And the giving part is easy. I grew up in the Puff Daddy era, so nobody could outball me. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you a quick story. A young lady saw that I wasn't eating or whatever the case may be. So she decided to bring me breakfast in the morning and bring me lunch. So after like the 5th day, I thought she was trying to play me because you can't outgive me. So I said, yo, how much that's going to set me back? But now I ain't expect for her to say $3.50 now. Because I did the math on that. That's like $65 a plate or something like that. So I gave up the money, but you're not gonna outgive me. You're not gonna outball me pertaining to giving. Yeah. Because the reason why you could give is meaning you have it to give. So that's my whole objective. I'm working so hard to prepare for what might happen wrong so I can still be ahead when it does. And at the same time, because I don't want nobody to outgive me, because that's where the power is. Because if I got the power to give, then I'm always gonna be able to live.
Powerful. It's true, man. Look at Tim, man. Tim, man, this episode for New Year's, man, it's powerful, man. We're in 2020. It's a powerful time, man. And what does 2020 mean to you, man? I mean,
right off the bat, critically thinking, like I said, when you cross-examine it, 2020. So what's 2020? That's your vision, the ability to be able to see things clearer. And so how do you see things clearer? You have to create a plan. And when the plan is foggy, you have to work on it and critically think and make it better and detail it. Don't go from a 5-year plan. Now break it down to a 4-year, to a 3-year, to a bi-weekly, to a weekly, to a daily, to a monthly. You got to have, and break it down to an hourly. You got to have a plan. Man, you got to just see this thing as clear as possible. And all thoughts are physical. The clearer that you can see it, first, it got to go in your mind's eye first. and then your physical eye will make it happen. You know what I mean?
What if someone is out here, man, like, yo, man.
Hold up, you just let that go by, and you didn't even say that came from Dennis Kimbrough.
It did
Dr.
come from
Dennis
Dennis
Kimbrough, Think and Grow Rich, the Black Choice. Who's your father? Come on, man. Who did the foreword on your book? Come on, man. I need the alley-oop. You're supposed to slam dunk that. Let me drink some of this AC8 water.
Look, man.
Come on, man. I'm giving you alley-oops,
you
man.
dropping too much, man.
Dennis Kimbrough, Think and Grow Rich, the Black Choice. He wrote the foreword for your book. What's your book about? What's the name of your book?
I'm
Come
trying to
on.
be humble, man.
Nah, we done with that. we trying to give out here.
2020, man. Yeah. Shout out to Dr.
Dennis Kimbrough.
Dr. Dennis Kimbrough,
Think and Grow Rich. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. The original.
The original.
Who told that story? Because I read that in that story first. You know, I read that in his book first. But we're not going to go with that. We just going to talk. We just going to leave that right there, you know?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to do something with me. You know what? Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, I'm challenging you right now. Rudy is my best friend. That's your son-in-law. Right now on this podcast, I want to hire your grandson as my number one model for Timeless Love Apparel, which is the number one family luxury brand in the world. And not only do I want to hire him, I want to make him a boss and give him the opportunity to be able to sell family over everything. Do you co-sign that? Look, which camera we got?
Right here.
This one right here. Do you co-sign that, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough? Because I've been trying to turn the dollar with you for a long time, and I think I'm qualified.
Yo, shout out to Mac.
With that being said, who or what does someone look like who's qualified to do business with Gene Alert on a boss level that we could do a joint venture together? What does that person look like? What do you need in your businesses, in your game? Maybe at schools with the school thing, maybe with the public speaking, maybe with the Brooklyn Swirl. You tell me what you need and what I have to do, or anyone out there who's listening has to do to be qualified to do business with you. And Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, I want you to answer that question too.
Number one, they have to be passionate. That's number one. They have to have the Malachi energy. If you don't come to me with this type of energy and this type of passion, bro, like, there's no need to come. Number two, you have to want it more than I want it for you, right? So if you're coming to me and asking me my plan for you,
right,
it's no bueno.
Right.
And number three, if you listen to this podcast religiously, right, and you understand who Gene is, right, you would probably come to me and tell me the stuff that you think I want to hear, and you know I want to hear, right? But then, guess what? After a week or two, the real you is going to pop up. And when that real you comes out and creeps up, right, because you can't be, if you're not passionate like Malachi, you can't hide this. You can't fake this for a while.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
If they listen to you in episode 6,
right,
and then they listen to you at episode whatever this number is,
the
right?
originator, the creator, the beginning of this thing.
Same energy, bro. Like the same energy. Like the way Gene is on other episodes. When I'm with you, it's like a totally different dynamic. Look, man. Like,
right.
No one else can make me do this. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's just like this type of energy, this type of passion, this type of mindset. That's who I want around me, man. And that's who I do business with. But if you come to me and just telling me you just want to help me with
so let me set this up for the people out there that want to do business with you. So what you basically said is, number one, you got to do your research, because history is best qualified to reward all research.
Yeah, do your research.
Okay, so now you got to listen to the podcast. You got to get to understand what J5 is looking for. You got to be able to provide. You got to be able to provide that. But at the same time, he doesn't want you to lose who you are. And who you are has to be valuable to him. Yeah, because if it's not valuable to him, he gonna get rid of you. So now you have to ask him and find out where the gaps are, where he needs value, and then you have to obtain those skills. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you know what? If you paid attention, if you listen,
right?
You don't even need to ask me,
right,
or anyone out there what they need. You'll know.
But just act like for third graders or somebody who don't know how to critically think, tell them what they need, J5. They need the passion. They need the passion. They need to be able to create value. What's something that you need value in?
Right now, me?
Yes. What's something in your business, in your empire, in your ownership of commercial property, in your real estate agency, in your Brooklyn Swirl. Let's go.
I'll tell you one thing that I need.
What you missing to take you to the next level?
I need qualified, passionate salespeople. I need educators, entrepreneurs that are educators, not teachers.
Right.
Educators. I need passionate entrepreneurs this year.
So somebody who getting a 9-to-5, who has a pension system, however, realizes that's not enough and read the Bible and it says only take one day off and they don't want to take 2 days off on the weekend. And on that one day, they're following God's plan by maximizing their potential and doing something and trying to create value.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Make sure you put that in your resume, y'all.
Yes. Put that in your resume. Put that in your resume for real. Because it's facts, man. Like, you know.
Now, what do you think me and you have to do to present to Dennis Kimbrough to be able to get money with him? Because you're on a higher level than me. But we gotta figure out what we can do.
I'm doing his website already.
Okay. You doing his website? Okay. Oh, you already get the check. All right. I'm not the only one left out here.
I'm doing the website.
But you know what we could
do?
Yes. What could we do?
What the value you could add for Kimbrough is when he has figured out his speaking schedule, go down and start selling the merch and figure out something that he says in all his speeches and create that merch.
You hear that, Dr. Kimbrough?
Go in.
Now I have the ability to make anything happen. Now you just got to let me know what your favorite phrase is, because all thoughts are physical. I got from you, and the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. The black people in the community think they're talking about us, but that's not really what it is. It's in your mind's eye. Your physical eye will lie to you. Those are all your words. I just said it verbatim, and this wasn't even planned out. All right, I done read the book now. Now I'm qualified now to be able to produce this stuff. Okay, so you just let me know whenever you ready, and I'm gonna call you, and I'll stay on top of Rudy, and I'll stay on top of Mackenzie, and we're gonna make it happen.
Mac is watching this like, oh.
I had to do this because I done told Rudy. Now Rudy is the best out of all of us, meaning pertaining to, I guess, the most honorable out of all of us. I would call him. But however, he's a little slow on the trigger.
Listen. This year, I see it, man. Dr. Kimbrough is gonna be
selling his merchandise at all of his speaking events, flying around the country with him. Proceed.
Yes.
Speak this into existence. Where's my man, Billionaire PA?
Billionaire PA. He was on the show.
Yeah, I know he was on the show, but did he talk about real estate? I don't know what he said about real estate. We got to call him up on that.
No, you know what he said about real estate?
What did he say about that?
He said he doesn't really care about real estate. He doesn't want to own anything because he wants to travel around the world.
I got to talk to that guy about that more.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
okay.
But he's a great guy. You know
Absolutely, great guy.
Yeah.
He speaks things into existence.
Yes, the mindset of helping other people become billionaires is
absolutely
amazing.
Them 5,000 quotes, that's tough. He did a great job with that and be able to connect with the people. But you know who's doing a better job than that? You are, J5, and I appreciate everything. Because you just taught me how to connect with Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, somebody who I read a book, and I couldn't even believe the day that Rudy tell me, yo, listen, we're going to go meet Dr. Dennis Kimbrough or whatever. I'm like, who that? He's like, this is the dude you told me about the book or whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's, what's the name's father? I said, oh, my gosh, are you kidding me?
You like, are you serious?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that wedding was like coming to America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm appreciative of what you're doing, J5, and I just want you to keep pushing that mindset of team. Together, everyone achieves more. And keep doing what you're doing, man. And you tell me what's next for us, though. What's next for you?
So what's next is Brooklyn Swirl, man. What's next is the schools. I'm staying consistent with the message, man. Like, I just want. I'm following God, man. For years, I've been on I'm gonna do this, right? And when I do that, it doesn't work.
You know, I sell God Over Everything shirts, by the way. I don't know if they know. They could go to Timeless Love Apparel and come check that out. TimelessLoveApparel.com. You know,
Yo,
they could
you
check
don't
that
promote
out.
yourself, man.
Or they could go to Instagram, Timeless Love Apparel.
This is the passion that I'm talking about, man. If you don't promote yourself, no one else is going to
because I've been doing God Over Everything, even when I was doing the wrong. Even when I was doing the wrong thing, I still was doing God Over Everything because I knew it was the right thing.
Yeah, no, you.
Allah over everything.
Yeah, you got all
I can't wait to do Jehovah over everything. I got to hook up with my Jehovah Witnesses. You know, we're gonna make sure that they're gonna get this word, and we're gonna do jumping jacks in front of them. That you need to align yourself with proper structure.
Yo, bro, I don't think you will ever lose. You know why? Because your energy is contagious. People like I feel like little goosebumps on my face, like because I'm like smiling, but I know like there's a bigger smile behind my face. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm just like, it's so good and refreshing, especially to start off the year. You know, people talk about new year, new me. I'm not saying that, you know, because we don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Because new year, new me is temporary. That's motivation. It's not. It's temporary. You know what I mean? Like, I want to inspire. What you're doing is inspiring people, right? And your actions are inspiring people. You're consistent. You could go to a barbecue and see timeless apparels like the photo booth. Like, you could go to, go on Instagram, you see Scott wearing a hoodie. Like, you could go to, shout out to
Nicole Chaplin.
Yeah, and even Jack Thriller.
Oh, yeah.
He's wearing,
Oh, yeah.
like,
I was definitely behind the scenes, behind the party, and we can't say
Yeah.
that other word.
yeah, so
You
like
know?
all these things, man, like it's just people are out there with your brand, which is the legacy part, right? And my thing this year is all about legacy play. Everything I do is for my son and my family and our grandson, and you know what I mean?
Now, you've been saying that, and that just, a light bulb just went off in my head. Somebody just made it re-popular. We're not going to say their name. But they said, listen, every move you make is either lifestyle or legacy. Now, let's bring it back to Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. He said, life is what God gives you, style is how you live it. But now this young man done stepped it up and said, listen, life, you appreciate what God has given you, which is life. Style is how you going to live it. But now you got to live it for your legacy.
Yes.
And that's what's key. You got to play it for your last name, not your first name.
Not your
it's
first
not
name.
about I no more. It's about we, our, and what's it going to be later on down the line. That didn't rhyme, but I'm good with it anyway.
It's fine. It makes sense, bro.
Right.
Like, you know, my wife and I, bro, we're coming together, and we went through, for the last 2 years, man, we were fighting with Landmark, fighting with Building Department, fighting to get Brooklyn Swirl back open. And I pray that this April, this May, this year, like, we're open, and all the people, I'm holding you guys accountable for all the people that harassed me. When's Brooklyn Swirl? When's Brooklyn Swirl coming back open? I miss you guys. I can't wait until you open. All you people, you better be there opening
No, we're going
day.
to be there, man. We're going to be there. You're going to hold events there every week.
Yeah. Yo,
You're going to
bro.
hold, allow
My
people
sister-
to hold their businesses
My
there.
sister, so knowing what I know now, because everything doesn't happen for a mistake, right? There's nothing that's like, oh man, you know, and I don't want anybody feeling bad that we went through this, because during this time off from Brooklyn Swirl, because I was there 7 days a week, from 10, well, really 9 to 11, 7 days a week, no vacations, building this business. When we closed down, right, to do the renovation, or to fight this battle, that's when the schools opened up for me. Because I was trying to do the schools and trying to do Brooklyn Swirl, trying to do ACA, trying to do real estate, trying to do all these things, and working on them, because I was successful at everything. Because I had the team, you're right. But now, my sister is stepping up. She proved herself in 2019 that she could handle Brooklyn Swirl. She said, Gene, when Brooklyn Swirl opens back up, look, I quit my job. I quit my job. So when Brooklyn Swirl opens back up, I wanna run it for you.
So let's break,
and your husband.
let's
I mean,
break-
your wife.
Let's break this timeline down. Boy meets girl. J5 meets Gainer. Gainer and J5 purchased the property. Then the property has several different commercial locations on it. They even had somebody who's big time at the end of the block renting from them. Brown sugar, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they rented from them and they own the other side of the block. I said, oh man, I sat back. I said, yo, this dude is good. They got them renting from him and they own the spot down the block. Wow. Now, moving forward, the lesson I want y'all to get, because history is best qualified to reward all research. J5 has a great history of making good decisions and creating a good team. He chose not a good wife, a great wife. Then they teamed up. Then they got the spot. Then they got Brooklyn Swirl. But guess what? A business without a home is a homeless business.
Yes.
I'm going to say that again. That might have went over people's head. Do not have a business or a business plan if you're not working towards ownership. because a business without a home is a homeless business. Now, they tried to take this man's business from him, but they couldn't take it because he owns the spot.
That's right.
And guess what happened? How long you own the spot for?
It's about to be 11 years.
11 years. So I don't even want to tell y'all how much in equity and value it is, because he might get right. He might get. He might. Nah, he don't. He's not like me. I would have told you. Listen, it tripped. It went up 10 times, 1,000%. I got a $15 million. I would have told you. I'd have spilled all of the beans. But I just want you to do your history of what something was 11 years ago in Brooklyn, on a corner that got 3 commercial properties and 9 units or whatever, and then what it is now. You go figure it out. You do the math.
Yeah, man, you do the math.
You do the math, because that's your job.
That's your job. Do some research.
Yeah,
man.
do some research.
Look, in 2020, man. Let me tell you something. We can't bring everybody and feed them and give them the water and feed them the food and hand feed them. We have to let them be self-sufficient, man.
Correct.
Like, you have to, if somebody, my boy Ash Cash, shout out to Ash, right? He said something very interesting to me on social media, and I was like, it was like he was in front of me, and I was like rooting for him. Mm-hmm. He was talking about the caterpillar, right? And you know about the caterpillar,
correct?
Right? He said the caterpillar basically is in so much pain to break out that shell to be a butterfly that someone might be like, oh man, like this caterpillar is going through so much pain. Let me help him and cut the shell and let it be a butterfly. Mm-hmm. But by doing that, you're actually killing the caterpillar. It never becomes a butterfly because the wings are so weak. The reason why it's breaking through the shell is because it's going like this, and it's making the wings stronger. But by you helping and messing up the process of struggle, you actually kill them.
You said it key. The process is more important than the product. The product is the end result, but the process is getting from where you are in relationship to where you want to be. Once you got that, you can repeat that over and over again and become successful.
Over and over again. Like that, right? I think I'm gonna start wearing hoodies, man. I feel different.
Go to Instagram, Timeless Love Apparel. Okay, go to timelessloveapparel.com. Order your family over everything, God over everything. He makes me better. She makes me better. Go to Timeless Love Pics. That's PIX. That's for all videography, all weddings, baby showers.
Yo, we're gonna have to start selling
birthday parties,
Faith Brown inspired shirts on your website.
I'm waiting. Let's do it.
Yo, we just said it, bro.
Okay, listen, we just said
that's
it. So
the value, man.
That's
done. Value to
that's
me.
done.
I need
okay,
the value,
so we're gonna
bro.
do the shirts. We already got that. We got every block locked on that. But now, J5, let me know, what do I need to do to be in position to be qualified to purchase a property or purchase a business with you? Let me know what Malachi has to do to be in position. The pressure's on.
Yo,
set the clock.
He said the pressure's on.
Look, the chest thing.
The pressure's not on. Listen. All you gotta do is be you, man. Like you're qualified already. You don't gotta show me anything else, bro. All I gotta do is call you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm ready to do that, because the main priority is Brooklyn Swirl opening up this year.
Okay.
Once that happens,
listen, we're going to have the Brooklyn Swirl shirts all over.
Game on.
I don't know who you went to before, but it's not going to happen this time. We're going to do every Brooklyn Swirl shirt, red, black, and green. Tell me what you mean. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that's going to be the color of the rich and healthy. The rich and healthy shirts are definitely getting sold out of Brooklyn Swirl.
Yes.
It's going to be a black shirt, rich with the green, healthy going to be the red, because that's the blood within our skin. And I don't care what they say, you ain't healthy unless you got proper DNA.
Oh, my God.
That's how we going to do that.
This is going to be a fantastic 2020.
Whatever I don't know, that's the open enemy, lack of information. And I'm just trying to figure out how to obtain that knowledge. And I'm looking to be mentored. I'm looking to mentor others. And like I said, I'm an open book on the business side. Come on down to the store. Text me, 516-650-8145. At me at Timeless Love Apparel on Instagram. And you could come and I'll share the profit with you. You don't have to put out no money. Same thing with the services, with the Timeless Love picks. You book us an event, we're gonna give you 50% profit. Same thing goes with Timeless Love mirrors. Whatever it is, man, we here for you, and we're gonna keep putting up the money, and we're gonna keep working hard to be in position to be able to add value to our family, our friends, our associates, and so forth and so on. And that's it. The more you give, the more you can live.
Yes. She's like, Yo, I think you took.
Yo, I just want to know though, am I the best guest that ever came up here? Who's better than Captain Plan It? You know what I'm saying? You can't live on the planet without a plan. Is this gonna be the #1 show for 2020?
You gotta make
for the
it
clear
number
vision.
One. You gotta make it.
I gotta make it number one. I gotta push it on social media. I gotta let everybody know. You know what?
Let me tell you something.
The destiny's in my hands.
Matter of fact, since we talk about numbers, let me tell you something.
Right.
The top episode on YouTube for this show came from a guy who doesn't even have social media.
Guess what? We wasn't doing YouTube. I'm here now. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. You wasn't doing YouTube. That's not fair.
YouTube,
And my younger brother, I could throw him through a wall because he messed the footage up. He might have sabotaged me on purpose because that interview was so good.
Wow.
Yeah, he lost the footage that day, unfortunately. But however, we here now, and I hope that you guys vote me as the #1 on YouTube podcast, and we can make it happen. Now, what's this dude's MO?
Yo, he's my co-host, Patrick Jeffrey.
Okay.
So he came on. He was like, matter of fact, adding value. This is what he did. He came on and he said, Gene, I would love to come on your show as a guest. I said, okay, cool. And he said, what do you think about having a co-host? And I was like, well, I don't really need a co-host. He was like, yeah, but let me try it. Let's do one.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, you got to be consistent. Like, so we tried one. He came on. It did good. Came on again. And he just, when we were recording, then what he started doing was, because he knew I was busy, he started bringing guests on, introducing me to a different market. You see what I'm saying?
Adding value. Seeing where the gap is.
Seeing where the gap is. And you know what he did? He said, you know what, Gene? I'm going to start writing the descriptions for each episode. Taking away from what we do.
Right.
And helping the brand.
Right, because now you could think clearer.
Yes.
Right.
So now, see, that's what adding value. Shout out to Patrick Jeffrey, man.
I can't wait to meet you, Patrick. Where you at? Why you wasn't here to interview
why
the #1 family luxury brand in the world, Timeless Love Apparel? Where you at?
He's studying.
What size he wear?
Extra large.
We got to make sure he get an extra large in his favorite color.
Yeah. He's alpha.
Okay.
So get the alpha colors for him.
Okay, black and gold.
Yeah,
That's
black
what I
and
got
gold,
on right
exactly.
now. He definitely feeling this thing.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? What's his name? Patrick Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is his right now. This is yours, Patrick Jeffrey. You know what I mean? I got a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you the #1 family luxury brand in the world, you can do this right here. This is yours right here, Patrick. I just made it this morning, so don't worry about it.
That's funny.
That's how we gonna do that. Patrick, I need a picture by the end of the week right there.
So this is for you, Patrick.
Yeah, that's yours right there.
This is yours. So I'll give it to you.
All right.
So anyway, last question. I asked you this in episode 6. I'm asking it to you on today's episode. Which one resonates with you and why? Faith, grind, inspire.
All of them. All of them, because you can't have faith without the grind. Like the book says, faith without works is dead. And when you're going through your toughest moments, you have to stay inspired. And the only way you can stay inspired is if you stay focused on the plan. And like I always say, my name is Captain Planet. That's Plan IT, because you can't live on a planet without a plan. And you got to move as one, or you're going to suffer the consequences. So who you going to move with? You're going to move with God's plan. You're going to move with your family's plan, with your friends' plan, with your associates' plan. But you're going to need help, because you got to have a team. And J5's a great general manager in picking a team. And together, everyone achieves more. That's it. Timeless Love Apparel. Instagram, Timeless Love Pics. That's with an X, TIMELESSLOVEPIX. Go check that out for all videos, photos, photo booths. And I just want to continue to just follow in your footsteps, man. I appreciate you for laying this blueprint down of faith, grinding, and inspiring, and letting it be known that this is the blueprint for 2020 and beyond. You got to have clearer vision. You got to stay connected.
Thank you, man.
All thoughts are physical. Dennis Kimbrough, I'm coming for you.
Yes, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, this episode is for you, man. So I want to thank our producers. I want to thank Malachi for coming on to the show, blessing us on this New Year's podcast.
Ice Tim, we got to get you. What size is that hoodie, Ice Tim?
It's from Japan,
It's from
man.
Japan? Okay. Who is that guy on there, man? We got...
Goku, man. He's the man,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
Legend.
All right.
He's probably a large.
Okay, we got to get you something. What size are you over there?
Small.
What's your name again?
Brianna.
Brianna? All right, Brianna. You're going to have a small. What's your favorite color, Brianna? Blue? Turquoise?
Turquoise blue.
All right, we writing that down. What's your favorite color, Tim? Black? Okay. Black large for Tim and turquoise for Brianna. All right there, J5.
Yeah, so
I appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. So
happy new plans to y'all, you know.
Yeah,
happy new
plans.
team.
Ooh, I like
happy
that.
new plans. You know?
I like that. So guys, happy New Year. Happy 2020. I don't want to hear nobody say anybody who puts today New Year, new me, I'm unfollowing you, and don't DM me to follow you back. I want to say thank you guys for coming on. I want you guys to stay consistent this year. I know sometimes it's tough, family things, obligations, balance, but work on it, man. Be consistent, grind hard, add value to those that you can learn from, and continue to grind, continue to shine, and keep going no matter what.
And the only way you can know if you're consistent if you got the documentation to beat the conversation. J5, thank you so much.
Yes, man. Yo, you gotta end it with a prayer, bro.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I stay consistent. Dear God, thank you for 10 fingers, 10 toes, the ability to maximize our potential, that we don't waste any time or words for our family, our friends, and our associates, that we all can move as one so we don't have to suffer no consequences. Amen.
Amen.